Thanks for inviting us in. It's 11 o'clock. We begin tonight with breaking news from northern Indiana. This is where 13 Investigates has learned another inmate has been badly burned in a fire at Indiana's oldest prison. We're talking about the Indiana State Prison in Michigan City. This is the same prison where 13 Investigates just uncovered decades of serious fires resulting in horrible injuries and gruesome deaths. Our senior investigative reporter Bob Siegel's in studio tonight. And Bob, this latest fire just happened a few hours ago, right?
It did, and oftentimes, Scott, when these fires happen, they are kept somewhat secret. But this time, the Indiana Department of Correction called me to tell me it has happened again. Here's what we know. Tuesday afternoon, another fire inside D-cellhouse at Indiana State Prison. IDOC tells me the fire was isolated to a single cell, but it was serious enough that an inmate was airlifted to a hospital in Indianapolis due to serious burns. We do not yet know the inmate's condition. We do know it's the second inmate at the prison to suffer horrible burns in just the past 3 weeks. Last month, Adam Schaefer was also severely burned in D-cellhouse. He's still in an Indianapolis hospital in critical condition after having both arms and a leg amputated to try to save his life. And these fires are just the latest in a long history at Indiana State Prison. 1 month ago, 13 Investigates exposed the problem in a documentary that shows just how huge and deadly some of these fires have been. And the investigation also shows the systemic problems within the 165-year-old prison that allow them to keep happening. Tonight, I just received a statement from IDOC. The agency's chief communications officer told me, "We are deeply troubled by the fires at the Indiana State Prison and the risk they pose to both our staff and the inmates. Regardless of how a fire starts, we are committed to keeping those in our custody safe. Our focus is identifying the root cause of these incidents so we can implement long-term solutions that improve safety for everyone inside the Indiana State Prison." It is notable that tonight's latest fire and injury come exactly 9 years to the day since Josh Devine burned to death inside his cell at the same prison. Josh was the focus of our recent investigative documentary. Following that 13 News investigation, the governor told me a few weeks ago it is now time for action.
You got to attend to it and fix it. So, yes, we will be looking to see what is behind this, do a full investigation of it. Once it happens on my watch, we're going to get to the bottom of it.
There is now even more pressure on Governor Braun and IDOC to follow through on that promise, with 2 more inmates now rushed to Indianapolis hospitals in 2 separate fires at the same prison just weeks apart. This is a complicated problem that the state really needs to figure out.
And Bob, the inmates that you've interviewed, they feared this very thing would happen.
They do. In fact, another inmate reached out to me tonight from inside the prison after this latest fire. He said this is, in his words, an epidemic of fires happening at the prison essentially on a daily basis, and many are simply not reported. He fears it's just a matter of time before this same thing happens again.
All right, Bob Siegel with 13 Investigates. And if you want to see what's behind these fires, go ahead and watch our full Burned Alive documentary. It's streaming on demand over on WTHR Plus and also available on YouTube.